This is the show where my co-host Vuga Ibrahimov and I geek out about the latest AI developments without getting too scientific. We want to be your spot for AI insights that actually matter. So grab a coffee, tune in, and let's chat about why AI isn't the job-stealing monster that everyone thinks it is. Whoa, that's me saying the intro twice. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast recording. As you know, we like to do these recordings live. Vugar and I will chat about all the recent developments in the AI world. And well, welcome back, Vugar. Good to have you
Hey,
again.
Leonard. Hi to all. It's really, I think it's our first live session in New Year, in a while as well, in New 2025 as well. So some stuff happened, and let's discuss what happened, Leonard. So what was up to for you
Yeah.
that until now? What was
Yeah, I mean, lots has happened in the AI world. We've definitely seen huge advancements of the models. We've seen, O1 come and then the more advanced O1 version, people paying $100 for some of the more advanced AI tools. We've seen some of the academic research tools improve. And I think some of the interesting things were specifically happening at Google. And I really like that. They did a huge upgrade on Gemini. We had 1.5, then we had 2.0 experimental. We had Flash, which is super fast models. So that's been exciting. We've seen, we've talked about 11 Labs before, so we've seen huge improvements there on voice technology. But I think the thing that everyone talks about for 2025 is agentic behavior and what are people going to do when they have AI agents available. And of course, one of the things that ChatGPT did, now they caught up pretty quickly. I think when you're looking at the different capabilities of these models, I think Gemini and ChatGPT are pretty equal now when it comes to specifically like the 1.5 Pro and the 2.0 model. They're pretty close in terms of capabilities. But I think one of the things that everyone's kind of thinking about is the agentic capability. So like being able to run tasks and passing tasks over to other AI models. And now, of course, ChatGPT introduced, I'm going to pop over there, see if I can make that happen. Yeah, so if you see here, this is a ChatGPT window, and what we have now, if you're paying for the ChatGPT version, is you got ChatGPT 4.0 with tasks. So we actually have a version that gives us tasks, and we can do something like email me every day when it is snowy, or when, let's say, when there is a snow warning for Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, because that's where I live. Boom. So we can pretty much have an instruction like that. And because we are selecting the task model, it will then create a task and give us that task right here. And it will run the task. You can pause the task as well. You can restart the task. So you have the ability to work with tasks and with recurring tasks here as well. And then I don't know where it is. No, this just pops open a different model. Hold on, we got to go back into the tasks, no warning alerts. Then there was also the option to actually change the task. I don't know why I can't do that in here. It was in the web version for sure that you could just click on the task and you could edit the task behavior. Can't find it right now, but that's definitely one of the things. You could also do it in natural language, and you could just say cancel the task. What it will do is essentially, and now got it, I've canceled the task. What it will do is it will use the email that you have on file, and then it will just send you those emails. So I've done a couple of those tasks, and it's been a bit, yeah. So here's a weather task as well, if you look at that. And it will, yeah, as you can see, I kind of played around with that. So first I asked it, what can you do? And then it was just being ChatGPT, this is the stuff that I can do. And then, I mean, task automation, what can you do? And it can say, I can send timely reminders, schedule recurring tasks, check conditions regularly, send updates, personalized schedule. So really, let's face it, let's be a little bit realistic about the kind of tasks that you're getting here. You're just getting essentially automated notifications at this point. So you're getting those notifications either in the app or you're getting it sent to you via email. But it is really a little bit it was hyped so much, and I was just like thinking it was going to be like make.com or Zapier or kind of these services where you could send input from one task into the other task, and that's really not what this is. It's not giving you those different types of input and like moving the tasks around. It is really just a notification or a reminder, so it can pull something from the web, but not even webhooks yet. At least I haven't actually been able to make that work. So it can get like publicly available stuff like weather or road conditions or other stuff like that. And then it will put that in there. It will even be able to do some logging. So here I did some CSV logging. And so it can get the daily weather and it can log it into a CSV style, CSV file. And then you can get that CSV file and kind of check on that, which is nice. But yeah, and then you can see this is just like check the weather, and it gives the sources as well. It kind of shows you where the weather is coming from. So it's pulling that from the internet, and that's that. And as you can see here, the task is running. So we're like 9 a.m. Thursday, and it's been running for a couple of days. And so it pops up and it says it's not snowing or raining, because really I wanted to know if it's snowing or raining. Filtered the output, and then I'm getting sort of that feedback, and that's it. And it will email me. My email inbox will get crowded with some of these tasks notifications. Just say, okay, here's your update on your task. But really, it's a notification. So it could be a little bit more exciting, I guess. So that's one of the things. Yeah. What do you think, Booker?
Yeah, that's we always take an academic. First of all, I want to say hi to one of our watchers, who Samira from Baku, from Azerbaijan. She's greeting us.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Samira.
Right, thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you. And yes, this, whenever something comes up with these tools, we always take an academic perspective for which academic, let's say, tasks or purposes we can use this new function, the task function. So let's say if I immediately remember, for example, on Semantic Scholar, like where you can search for the papers, you can create an alert where so you can with this alert you can mention a couple of keywords, or maybe you put your own question, and whenever a new article comes up or published, you receive an email right into your email address. That I find useful, where you will keep updated about the recent the publications there. But for ChatGPT, yeah, again, it is a very huge hype on X, and people are, let's say, raving about it, that it is very useful. But personally, yeah, it's another kind of, there are many apps by which you can do that. But if you do everything with ChatGPT, maybe you can also now have new function where you can avoid this function of the ChatGPT could potentially eliminate some other apps. But still, if, for example, this function will be like in Semantic Scholar will be included in other AI tools like SciSpace, Litmaps, or Consensus. And there you create with Litmaps, you can already do that. You can do what you can do with the Semantic Scholar. You can do same thing with the creating an alert and receiving an emails about the new publications too. So, but with ChatGPT right now, you can use it for simple tasks. For example, if you have, if you are so busy, you are losing the let's say the track of time, and you are let's say drained among many tasks. And let's say you have a very important presentation coming next week, and if you want additional reminder or additional, let's say, an email or I don't know, notification right on your app, then you can, I think, say that next week I have a very serious presentation. Please remind me on that day at 7 a.m. and remind me, for example, what should I talk, or give me some inspiration, or motivate me in a way that I can perform better, or I don't know, maybe something specific about the presentation, about the topic, I don't know. But there it could be useful. But apart from that, right now, to be honest, I don't use it personally. I just tested it once for the sake of today's life, and then so that's it. It's definitely, maybe they will enhance it. Maybe you can create like specific task. If it is, for example, you can link it to, let's say, if new academic article published on, let's say, I don't know, in any academic journal, since Search GPT can have access to internet, maybe you can create that kind of task, which could potentially be useful for academic purposes. That's my take from the tasks for now, at least, because I am not big a fan of it. So I just tested it, as I said, only for once. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, as you can see here, I tried while you were talking. I tried to do a check semantic scholar for new machine learning articles, and then like even just asking it what's the output of the task, it just returns, I'm not able to check that for you right now. And then even if I say run the task, it doesn't give you the ability to run the task. So I can try like maybe schedule the task to be run right now at this point of time. And or in time, I guess. But yeah, let's see. I'll run the task right now. Is anything happening? No output right now. Nothing that we're getting. So it has that confidence that AI has, and says, I'm going to do this thing. But then like what's the thing that you're actually doing, and like how interesting is that? So if we're looking, how does that actually look like in your mailbox? So here, I'm getting it in my mailbox, and it will just say, this is a different task where I'm just like, tell me if it's raining or snowing today. And then it'll just give you a little thing where it says, hey, OpenAI, task update from ChatGPT, no rain or snow today. And then you can click on view message, and then of course, it will pop you back into the actual message thing. So all it does is it pulls notifications, and it pushes those notifications out as a way to enable you to know about something. But the thing that we actually would want to know is tying it into any exciting third-party service, just like what you said. Like, what if we could pull the notifications that we get from somewhere else and tie those notifications somehow into an email service or reminder service? Or even like, I personally don't need to be reminded of more things. I'm kind of over that. So I needed to just automate things for me, as in like take this one thing and put it somewhere else, which is really why I like make.com. And, I definitely am experimenting with that. I'm also working on, some more AI related tutorials and things like that for YouTube and for my courses, where I tie make.com into some of these AI tools more, because that is really fun. You can do a lot of sort of automation stuff with that, and it's kind of exciting to play around with that. But yeah, right now ChatGPT isn't there yet. I definitely think it's just a demo of the functionality, just kind of like Sora. Oh, this was the other thing, right? Like Google's Veo, is it Veo 2?
Yes,
I think
Veo,
right, like pretty much. I think that's what it is. Pretty much kind of blew everyone out of the park. It's just like, what? So, Sora was kind of outdated within a week from coming out, and we got the new Google video service. So I think the competition is real. And just imagine, because Google is already, or Gemini is already tied into all of Google Drive and Google Docs, if they figure out this automation thing before OpenAI does, because again, it's like chess, right? OpenAI made their move right now. They're showing what they can do. Now the next move would be, okay, we're bringing in something like that into Gemini. And as you know, even outside of Gemini, we've got this Google AI Studio, which is actually another thing that's super powerful because of the screen share. Like, you can literally use this as an assistant, sharing everything that you see with it and get the feedback right from it. Really cool. But anyway, so what if that automation works directly in my Google Doc? Now that's interesting, right? Like, I'm writing an article, pull me the most recent stuff from Semantic Scholar and add that to my references list. And then as I'm writing the article, I'm getting the updates as in this thing has been published. How cool would that be? And then I can, find the paper, read the paper, integrate it, cite it. And it keeps a tally of that. Yeah, that's something, I'd be like, okay, this is really helping my workflow right now. Whereas right now I'm just getting notified, and then I still have to do the work. So is this whole thing of, AI automating the wrong things. I don't need AI to drive my behavior. I want my behavior to drive AI to do something for me.
Exactly.
So do it the other way around. Come on, will you help me out, Gen AI? What are you doing? Yeah.
Exactly. This year, this agent is a buzzword for 2025,
yeah.
and so everyone, I think. So, what does real agent mean for? So, Make Calm is a really good one. I tested it
Love
last
it.
year as
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
and to automate certain processes, you can definitely connect.
Yeah.
You can use the API of the ChatGPT or OpenAI or Google, and then you can automate certain stuff, and in the end, it automatically does. That is kind of automation, and that is kind of automation I would expect from the
Exactly.
agent.
Yeah.
And right now, there is no agent that could do that alone without instruction, without connecting separate different applications together. Like on Maycom, as you know, you link different applications like Google Sheets, maybe Google Docs, Google, I don't know. So and then you use the API. If you want to include the AI there, then you have your kind of the automation process there.
Yeah.
But yeah, these tasks, let's sum up this, summarize these tasks as well. If we want to jump to the Google part, to the Gemini. But yeah, for me, I would say, yeah, I don't use it that much. I just tested it, and I don't see right now any good in it for at least academic purposes. As I said, maybe you can set some reminders, some tasks but I don't know what they will cook more with it, how they are planning to develop further, and then we will see. But definitely, so I am observing what they are, but maybe they just don't want to lose this momentum that they got in recent months and maybe in the last 2 years, and each time they would just want to publish something new for their. And now, as you mentioned, they have now totally new payment tier, which is $200 per month, which is I find it is almost impossible for any student, or any, at least for many, that to get that, but they were complaining a lot that they are running every day. They are basically burning their cash every day, and that's why they proposed. So that was something that I was waiting from them, that with that with the previous financing, let's say, mechanism and tiers, it was not possible to run that economy. I mean, they obviously said that people are using ChatGPT more than we were expecting. That's why they have now this more expensive plan, and I don't know how. I think they will even come up, if they more expensive plans, I would say, if they publish, I don't know, ChatGPT 5 or AGI somewhere in the future, they will definitely have more expensive plans. And
for sure.
yes,
Just
that
to
is for
finance
sure.
everything. Yeah.
So that is basically the tasks. I think that's enough, because that's not too much stuff there. But you mentioned about this, Google Gemini. I tested deep research. I think we covered that in our one of the last.
Deep research we
video.
did, but
Yes.
experimental and advanced, I think those are really nice in terms of just getting quick answers. And specifically when you're using your microphone, allow while visiting. Okay, hey Gemini, I just want to build a automation system that sends me regular weather updates to my email address. Is there a way that I could do that with your help, or could you recommend some automation tools for that? And then we're sending that off, and as you can see, it's pretty quick. It puts the most important platforms. It tells you can do it with Python and all of that other stuff. But of course, one of the things that people are all over is also the Google AI Studio. And so Google AI Studio, you could actually use that with something like a document. I have no like good document right now, but one of the things that you can do here is essentially you could stream it. So stream is live right now. Start new stream, and then we can do like share your screen of some sort. So I can share my ChatGPT screen, and I can then just ask it, hey, Google, can you help me to automate tasks with a new ChatGPT? Do you know how to use it? Because I seem to not be super good at that.
And you know how I tested this function of the Google AI Studio? I opened a PDF, an academic article, and I shared my screen. And I used this as my, let's say, as reading companion. And as I was reading, and as I was reading through the pages, and I was asking, and I was highlighting the pages, and I asking, do you see the area that I highlighted? Please explain this area to me in a simple terms, or ask me questions, or even I could ask, please review the whole page that currently you see on my screen and summarize it for me. It's like
I think the one weird thing that we're seeing though is exactly what's happening here. So it didn't actually do anything until you confirm. So when you do this screen sharing real-time stuff, it always asks it, I think this is what you're trying to do, and then you always need to confirm. And I didn't confirm, so it's like, okay, let's do something else then. So in theory, what I would have needed to do is kind of say, let's just start a new stream and do that again. Oh, no, it's just me. Oh yeah, maybe give me some fashion advice here. Let's see if we can get it to do that. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, no, I want you to look at my outfit today and give me some fashion advice. What could I do to improve my appearance? Oh, look at that. Okay, so what do we got here? You've got a solid foundation with a navy blazer and white shirt. Oh, it knows what it's doing. It gives a professional classic, right? Dial things up. What should I do? Fit is everything. Let's get tailored. Your blazer fit is okay, but it could be amazing. So I don't know. My blazer is pretty tailored, Google. Okay. Color is your friend. You could rock different colors. So it just kind of gives very generic tips here, but still, like, it understands what I'm trying to do, right? Like, it reads what I'm doing here. It understands what I'm doing. It knows that I am not wearing glasses here and should wear some cool rings, and it can't see my shoes. My beard is nice, but it could be sculpted. So I need to do a better beard sculpting here. And then confidence is key. Of course, you always need to be confident, and just kind of gives you all of that stuff. So it's a bit hilarious, but it is kind of cool what it can do just by reading in the information that it gets from that video and giving you some feedback, and how quick it is. Because again, as you can see here, this is using the Gemini Flash experimental. And I think that was the biggest thing why this AI Studio is so cool, is because you can work with the fast output, and so you can literally just feed it little bits and pieces and then get feedback in real time. And I think really what we want to kind of do is understand, what does that do for learning, right? Because I think there's huge potential here to just put people in front of a new app that you're trying to understand, that you're not sure how that app works, like make.com or something like that, and then just kind of walk through it. Like, I am doing this, and I'm trying to do that, and help me. And I'm pretty sure it'll be good. And even code, right? Like, code is a big one for me, because I use ChatGPT for generating even just HTML code and stuff like that. You could show it the code that you're working on, and like, this is not leading me to results. Could you help me improve that? And it will actually do that. So stringing some of that stuff together, I think, is super powerful as a tool for learning. And I'm excited to see how that works if we're doing that in a guided way, but with students as well, and just kind of using AI Studio with students.
Exactly. As I said, like, you are reading a book or reading an article, you have some companion right behind you, and then you read together, and you ask questions. You can ask questions. You can ask. You can do basically, as you said, if you are a coder, if you are coding, you have like companion there. Basically, what you can do with the canvas of the ChatGPT here, this time you can talk with it, and it is so fascinating for me that Google has now more powerful tools, but separately. Now Google has Gemini and Notebook LM, and also this AI Studio,
Yeah,
all are separate tools. And I don't know
true.
if Google plans to merge all of them into one powerful tool where you can have access to all of them in one place. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I actually think it's interesting because they just announced, I don't know if you've heard that, but I'm trying to find this. They just announced the Notebook LM Pro version. So you can actually now get a subscription to Notebook LM Pro where you
No.
get more input. So I actually think this is typical Google move. So I think they have separate teams working on this. So you get the Notebook LM team trying to grow their product, and then you get the Google AI Studio team trying to grow their product, and then you get the Gemini Core team trying to grow their product. Again, I don't work at Google, so I can't really talk about that. But I do think that's an interesting way to look at it, as in like, okay, you know what? Here's different ways that we can interact with that stuff, and there are ways to make it better. And Notebook LM is really good, but remember we talked about that before, that there seems to be this cutoff window, and sometimes you don't get everything that you want. I think that's what the Pro version is trying to fix, because the context window of Gemini 1.5, and this is, I think, the biggest pro for Gemini right now, the context window is huge. I don't actually
Yes,
know the
like
exact number. I'm
millions
gonna
of
have to look it up, but
tokens.
it's bigger than any of the other LLMs out there right now, and that is huge. Just like thinking through what you can do, even thinking about gems too. Like this is something that I've recently been toying with, because Claude projects, like we mentioned in another episode before, are really cool, really helpful. Claude is still super when it comes to English output. I don't think there's a lot of competition there. But Gemini is more like a Swiss Army knife. It just does more different things really well. And again, if you create a gem, it's like creating a Claude project, and you can add so much context in that gem. It's almost like a mini instance of Notebook LM. That then lets you work with that. And that is actually really, really, really cool. So if you give it enough writing instructions, so that's something that I've been toying around with, because I try to improve my newsletter writing stuff. And so having written 50 something newsletters in the past, I have a lot of data I can feed it, as in like, this is how I write. This is, my voice and my style and whatnot. Now help me output a newsletter that kind of sounds like this. And I get a really, really great first draft based on this. So this is really cool to kind of see how that works together. Yeah, fascinating, really.
Yeah, maybe we can talk a bit lastly in our last moments here about the Anthropic. Surprisingly, they are very silent because
Something's coming.
I don't know if something coming, or I don't know if they just don't do anything else at all, because ChatGPT is cooking, and also the Gemini and Google is now really powerful in this. And we last year we talked about that Google has the power, the infrastructure, the data they need for this. They have everything, and now they are little by little, I think, gaining a huge momentum in this competition. But
For sure. Yeah.
from Anthropic part, it's silent. Actually, I really like the Claude AI, which is, if you ask me now, that is my favorite now.
In terms of writing, it is like the
Yes.
writing is still the best output. But Claude, like, I don't know if you ever worked with the artifacts in Claude. This is also a benefit of Claude, that you can create those artifacts like web pages and other stuff. But I do find, unless I feed it enough context, there's a lot of back and forth, it will still mess up the code on the first time. And then it's also like hard to get the artifact out of the thing. Whereas in Gemini, if I create a table or something like that, it will instantly offer to just export it into a Google spreadsheet. So, when I'm creating content and I create it as an artifact, that's nice. And I can screenshot that artifact and whatnot. This is how I create some of my infographics that I share on social media. I just create it in Claude, and then I do a screenshot of the thing that I've created, and then, put that in a post or whatnot. But it would be much nicer if I could just export the SVG file or something like that.
Exactly. Even like if you create a table to download as a JPEG, or I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Like whatever
I did
format. Yeah.
I did exactly by screenshot. I think they will deliver that. But now you can also share your screen with the Claude AI. Yesterday I just discovered
the
that
computer.
you can. Yes, you can
it's had that before. The other things had that, even like the computer thing is like the start of December when that came out. It's been a while.
I tested it recently, and then so that's it. I still wait for their huge update or anything else, because now their Sonnet 3.5 is not that much powerful anymore, and maybe they come up with new Opus version. I don't know, but we will see. So I think that is a wrap up that
Yeah.
what we covered. We talked about the tasks of the ChatGPT, and also new fast experimental flash version of the Gemini, where you can get very fast answers from Gemini. And what you see on our screen, it is our webinar, which we held last year, which we are going to do another one. Hopefully,
This
if
year.
our scheduling allow us to do a new one, update everything with our own knowledge there, where you can get the prompting techniques, prompt engineering techniques, let's say from Leonard, and also 15 different AI tools we covered there for academic purposes. If you are a student, or I don't know, if you professor in academician that in the field, and to want to integrate, at least to want to understand how you integrate these AI tools in your work, this webinar is a go-to place, I would say.
I agree. It's definitely holding up pretty well for the AI research tools. But of course, we fuse it with what's ethical academically, and how does it all work together, what's helping you with writing, what's helping you with citations and whatnot. And as we said, we're probably also going to update it. So anyone that's already purchased this will get the update, and we'll also invite people that want to attend the live recording, and probably offer like a discount for that too when that actually goes live. But that'll probably be a couple of months until we get there. Got to schedule this again, and looking forward to that. And thanks so much to everyone for tuning in today, and we'll see you in our next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.